Many people build their lives under one thought, and they stand under that exalted statue as if it were the only way. But what happens when that statue
Gentlemen, what's
crumbles?
going on, you masculine-minded men? Those men choosing freedom, those men choosing to escape from the rat race of life. We've seen the cheese. We've even been a little tempted to jump into the rat trap to retrieve the cheese. Look at the booty on her. We've all been there, but we see it for what it is, and we've decided to begin to outwit the deceiver, those choosing to enslave us and keep us under their thumb of bullshit. Chase this, pursue that, believe in this load of propaganda. And you say, yep, man, I know fools just like that, led by their chains. But if I ask you what enslaves you, what puts their foot on your throat, what pulls your chains, we wouldn't be so quick to recognize the sinister master behind our own prison walls. It's always easier and takes less effort to point out the delusions of others. And before you say, well, man, I have all my shit together, right now you're watching me on your phone or a device that you may have spent 3 or 4 hours surfing through meaningless shit. And maybe you spent 20 hours altogether throughout the week watching some TikTok girls shake their ass and Karens act like spineless fools. I know because I've fucking been there, fuck. And as you're listening to me, there's also these thoughts, and they're kind of running through your head, pulling you in this direction and pulling you away from my words. There's this tug of war going on right now, where bullshit is inviting you to phase me out and stare into your own demise. What you think you know, what you've been taught, what you've been led to believe. And maybe some of them are actually right and some of them are wrong and bullshit, but those are the thoughts that control us, that enslave us. Such as, damn, Becky sure looked good at work today. Wonder if she's getting a divorce from that dickhead. Man, I'm just not fucking good enough. Yeah, sure. Cheetos and chocolate pie for dinner? Yeah, that sounds amazing and healthy. Nah, the government, man, they would never fuck me over. I trust them. You know those thoughts. Those banners waving in our headspace we've blindly accepted as normal parts of life, of existence. We all have those thoughts. Those people, those material things, those hand-me-down belief systems. Hell, we even have content creators on YouTube that we bow down to. We accept their words and their ideas, even their ideologies, as gold. Why? Simply because they're on fucking YouTube or CNN? They could be spouting off conjectured bullshit, but it smells like roses to us because we've bought into that heroic ideal of what we want them to be and represent. But we have to be careful of what and who we worship. And yeah, I know worship is a strong word here, but it simply means a feeling or an expression of reverence and adoration. So what are you holding in esteem? Who are you holding on high? What are you so emotionally invested in that your logic is being soundproofed by the ignorance of others and modernity? Are we readily swallowing the slogans of some cheap grifter? Because many people build their lives under one thought, and they stand under that exalted statue as if it were the only way. But what happens when that statue crumbles, as all statues eventually will, and it comes crashing down on those knelt before it? Let us break down those fake gods, those hindrances from actually thinking for ourselves, and let's stare into something more, something with more depth and more power, our true selves. But that idea isn't applauded in society at present. The world wants you constantly plugged into their propaganda. And how dare you veer off course? Because then you become uncontrollable. The rest of the people, they're going to be very weary or wary of the unknown. Nah, I just don't know. So they stay on their bended knees under that falling statue. And we all have those ideas of comfort, those things, those people, and even those relationships that we put on a pedestal because they make sense to us. And maybe you're familiar with that saying, don't ever meet your hero, because you've held them up to this unachievable heroic standard, but when you meet them, you find out they're just a regular person with regular flaws. We have these ideas that they uphold prestigious beliefs, and we are certain, absolutely certain, surely they embody and emulate those to the fullest at all times. But how many times have we seen that heroic person in the news succumb to temptation, falls face first in a flood of flaws? That person that we held in esteem, they have an affair. They're involved in some form of corruption. Are we building them up so high that as they crumble down and as the pieces fall upon us, we're left in bewilderment? How could it happen? Oh my God! And how could this happen? Starts burning ulcers within us and screaming from the pit of our emotions. Oh God! We're left pissed off. We're left upset. We're thinking, damn, what I've thought I knew, maybe it isn't true after all. And we've all had those moments in life, whether it's someone that we held in esteem, maybe a parent. I remember when I was a kid and I found out that Santa Claus didn't exist. Oh my freaking gosh. My parents have lied to me. They're not so perfect as I falsely believed. And throughout the rest of my childhood, I came to realize everything and person has its flaws. And all those things crumble. All those things decompose, man. All those things are flawed. All those things have holes in them. Even my own thoughts, your beliefs, my standards, your standards. There's some holes in them that need patching. I need to begin to carve away the fat more and more and seek out the truth, because there's always going to be a little bit of lies. There's always going to be a little bit of deception, even in that supposed perfect person. A little bit of fat that needs to be shrunk away. We have to be cautious in what we hold on high, because all things are going to have a little bit of fat to them that needs to be cut away. There's a hidden lie. There's going to be a little bit of bias. There could be a little bit of falsity. Life is about getting better, becoming a better person. And so we have to recognize that being better means having the knowledge and understanding that it's always about improving and adapting. There's always room for improvement. And if someone tells you and tries to sell you the perfect idea and they loudly boast that this is the only way, well, I'd be very weary of them and I'd even run the other direction, man. Nobody has the absolute answer. And there's a lot of content creators out there screaming, I'm going to sell you the perfect body, the perfect idea, the absolute answer. And when we begin to place them on that pedestal above everyone else, as if their shit smells like roses and comes out as golden nuggets, we're setting ourselves up for failure, extreme failure, because at some point, life's going to punch you in the face. It's going to punch that person selling bullshit in the face. It's going to punch their ideas and beliefs, your ideas and beliefs, right square in the face. And going to leave a lot of crumbling stones from the statue falling on their heads, your heads, my head. We bow down to people. We bow down to ideas. We bow down to things. But it's time we stand up and above and start seeing things for what they are. We know the hero will eventually fall. We know everybody is flawed. We know all ideas carry some form of limitation. So always look for ways to improve. Look for ways to become more capable. Look for ways to test what you know and hear. Ways to set yourselves apart from those that readily bow down to their masters, whatever they may be. We don't want to admit it, but there's things that we bow down to on a daily basis. What if you begin to remove those and you stood up so that we begin to look on equal ground with those things? You need to remove yourself from worshiping idols that are going to eventually let you down, and find the power in ourself, yourself, that overcomes limitations. And that's the name of the game. We are overcomers. We don't stand still in one spot, bowing down to one limited belief, one person, or one idea. We stand up and recognize the world in a three-dimensional view, that all things are changing. All things are adaptable. All things can be improved, even our ideas. So we're on a mission to become the best we can be. Staying stuck in one thought, staying stuck in the idea of another person's beliefs, that does us a huge injustice. Love and respect, gentlemen, and stay on the move. Stand up, never bow down. You guys will hear from me next episode.